you all for coming to this meeting for Elizabeth. As you all know, we are here for her annual IEP meeting. We want to ensure that we can further her success within our classrooms. Before we do that, let's go over everyone and introduce ourselves. I am Ms. W. I am her special education teacher, and I will be the team coordinator for our meeting.
I'm Jessica Winden. I'm the general education teacher for Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Emily Schmidt. I'm the principal of Cottonwood Elementary, and I'm here representing the West Valley School District.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Watson. I'm the school psychologist, and I will also be taking notes for the meeting.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm Elizabeth's mother.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
Awesome. Okay, so we are all here to discuss Elizabeth's IEP in regards to her reading comprehension. Working with Elizabeth, we have seen a ton of growth over the last 7 months since our previous IEP meeting. Elizabeth reached her last goal, so we are here to create new targets for her success within our classrooms. Everyone should have a copy of the draft that we are going to be going over. We are going to start with the student's profile. Jessica, can you tell us a little bit about Elizabeth's work within the classroom?
Of course. So Elizabeth still continues to be eligible for special education in reading comprehension, fluency, and vocabulary. In the classroom, she's been working really hard to meet her goals and has been eager to pick up a book and read. She always has a smile on her face and is willing to help those around her and to be a better citizen through her daily actions.
Elizabeth, how do you think school's going? What do you like about it?
It's going good. I really like to go to class and talk to my friends. I also like to read books.
What do you like about reading so much?
I really like reading about princesses, and it's really cool because I feel like I can understand after I read about 5 pages. I don't forget about the book right away like I used to. I don't remember all the time, but it's getting a lot better.
Jackie, what have you been doing at home to help Elizabeth with her reading? It sounds like there's been a lot of improvements.
Yeah, I take her to the bookstore every other week, and I let her choose new books that she's interested in. We also read every night together, and as we read, I ask her questions to make sure she understands what she's reading.
Elizabeth, what do you feel like you're still struggling with in reading and need some more help on?
Sometimes I feel like I can't read a word. I get caught up on the word and then I get really frustrated. I just want to be able to keep up with my friends when we read as a class.
Elizabeth, I am very proud of your improvement that you've been making. We will continue to work together to make sure you feel confident in your reading skills.
Jackie, what is your vision for Elizabeth in school?
I'd really like her to reach her big goals like graduating high school and going to college. I really want what's best for her, and for her to be happy about her education.
That is great to know. Elizabeth, thank you for coming in today. We are so excited with all of your progress you've been making and can't wait to see what you do within the next year. As we're going to finish up, it's just going to be the adults, so if you can leave the room now, please. Thank you. Jackie, do you have any concerns about Elizabeth's education at this point?
Yeah, Elizabeth just seems to get frustrated when she can't figure out a long word. She's starting to understand what is happening in the story, but I feel like she can't pronounce words, and then this is where she gets caught up.
Thank you. We will all keep this in mind as we move through the IEP meeting. This next part is where we're going to transition and talk about special factors. Since Elizabeth is not in the transitional year, we thought we should share her improvements because she's made significant improvement this year.
Ms. Winden, what interventions have you implemented in the classroom that has allowed Elizabeth to grow so much?
Yeah, so I've been focused on her interest in reading, and we have read a lot of books about princesses. I also give her graphic organizers so she can keep track of her reading. These interventions have shown improvement with reading comprehension. Elizabeth has gone from a 65% average on weekly comprehension to a 70% average.
It seems like she has shown significant amounts of improvement on her reading comprehension. For the 30 minutes a day she's in my room, we have been working on reading short stories through the Reading Wonders program, the same program used in your classroom, correct?
Yes.
I've noticed her reading comprehension is improving, but her understanding of some of the vocabulary is slightly behind for her grade level. So I think this is a part where we could turn our focus to.
I've also noticed at home too when I read with her at night, I've seen her focusing on challenging words, and then she loses the meaning of what the story is actually about.
Okay, so it seems like we have found our new goal. Let's go ahead and move towards the next part and go over the goals we have in place for Elizabeth for our next part of the year. If we want to change these, we can at any part of the year. If we feel like she's achieved those, we still have the goal of bringing her reading comprehension up from 75% to at least 85%. In addition to her comprehension, we also need to increase her fluency and her vocabulary skills. This can be done through the Reading Wonders program at her level.
I really love your idea, but I'm also concerned with her skill level for the MSP test at the end of the year. What can we do to make her scores, or make sure her scores are increased from last year?
Thank you for your concern. I think if we focus on Elizabeth hitting that 85% comprehension goal, building vocabulary and fluency, then she'll be more prepared for the MSP. In class, I'll continue to provide a concept map every time she works on her reading.
Excuse me, I've heard you mention a concept map multiple times. What is a concept map?
Oh yeah, I'm glad that you asked. So a concept map is a tool that we use to keep track of the reading and comprehension. Here's a little example of one if you want to take a look at that.
Beyond continuing to use the concept map in the special education room as well as the general ed room, I think I should start to use some assistive technology. Elizabeth can read short stories online, and if she doesn't understand a word, she can tap on this word for definition. This will improve her vocabulary. Every time she uses the tool, the word will go into a word bank in the program, and I can send the word bank home with Elizabeth so you can see where she's struggling with and what words need to be improved upon.
Oh, perfect. I love that idea. I go over the definitions with her every weekend to help her build on her vocabulary. I think this is a great idea, but I'm afraid of her time being in the special education room being too much. How often will she be out of the general education room?
According to our plan, Elizabeth will remain the duration of the time in the general education room with Miss Winden. I will only take her out of the classroom to work with me in the special ed room for 30 minutes per day.
Okay, I think that was a good idea. Is she allowed to take the assistive technology in the general education room?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see why we couldn't just bring the same program onto our iPods in the classroom, and then we could also have the one-on-one assistance that she still needs when she goes into Miss W's classroom as well. So it'd be hitting both parts.
That sounds great. I like that idea.
Miss Winden, can you further explain some of the actions taken in the general education class that will help Elizabeth reach these goals?
Yeah, so during reading, I will make sure to check in with Elizabeth more frequently. So Elizabeth doesn't feel called out. I'll have all the students reflect in their journals more frequently on what is happening in the stories. This way I can monitor her comprehension on a daily basis.
So to go over the goals, we hope to see a 10% increase in Elizabeth's reading comprehension. We want her to go from 75% to 85%. We will do this through both the general education course and the special education room, which she'll be with me for 30 minutes a day. My primary focus as a special education teacher will be to focus on her fluency and vocabulary skills. I will do this through assistive technology and sending those words home with her, so Jackie, you can continue to work on them. After carefully monitoring Elizabeth for the next year, we can come back and reevaluate whether or not she needs additional help or less help, depending on her progress. I strongly believe if we all work together, we can see these goals be achieved and Elizabeth can continue to grow and be successful throughout the year.
I will send around the sheet of paper. Please sign your name and date it so we have proof of who attended the meeting. The goals are outlined so everyone is aware of the changes made and has an outline to follow.
I think we can all agree this has been a successful meeting. Thank you everyone for coming. Let's make sure to stay in contact throughout the year so we can assure that Elizabeth is successful.